All right, guys, so we are absolutely officially live right now. And I'm absolutely surprised. Like I said, a few hours. This is 24 hours. First time I announced this training was last night, probably around 9 p.m. We can go and check the email for it if we want to. And in that time, I took this picture maybe about an hour ago. We had about 890 people register for this event. And right now we're up to about 270 people here. So I'm honored to have everyone here. I'm excited to share what I'm going to share with you, the story that I'm going to kind of go through. And the reason that I'm excited about this story is because it's true, it's my story, and I think if I can share with you how we kind of took our business from the brink of bankruptcy and myself personally from a place where I was depressed and addicted, and we'll get to all that to sort of stuff and to being where we are now. And this is last month's revenue, $285,000, and I think if we can look at this month's later, I think we're a little bit lagging that month, but right in the same ballpark. If we can do that in the span of 6 months, a little bit over a year total, from beginning to bankruptcy to now, then I think that hopefully, if I can just share what I share tonight, we can inspire you and get a lot of people here to that same place as well. Now, the thing about me that I want to first apologize for is, look, I'm not like some professional speaker or trainer. I am just at my core someone that loves this marketing stuff. And I put this call together, honestly, last night because I was struggling to try to get this message out via a series of emails, this story that I wanted to share with you. And I figured there's no better way to really share this story, which is going to lead to the biggest insight that I have ever had as far as online marketing is concerned, and taking a person from nothing to a six-figure income and beyond. It's the biggest insight I've had since I've started. And so I'm going to tell you my story from beginning to end, and I'm going to bring you to that insight. And hopefully, if I do my job right, you'll have the same sort of moment of just a like atomic bomb going off in your brain that I did when I saw this, because it was really that moment, and you'll see it when it comes, that changed everything. And it's going to allow us, people talk about things like innovation and revolution, but I believe, and you test me on this, tell me if I'm right when I get there. I believe that when we get to the right place, I'm going to be able to share something with you that might actually be truly revolutionary. It is for me. And I really think it can be for a lot of people when it comes to starting a successful business online. So, with that said, what I want to do is jump back in here. We got 283 people here. I'm going to try to move as quickly as possible. I've got my notes and all that sort of stuff. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun. What I do want to see, though, before I get started, is I want to see what people are, where your head is at. So I asked for some feedback. We got 283 people here, guys. The way that I want this to roll is I'm going to give you guys everything that I got. Okay. All I ask is that you communicate back and forth with me. Right now we have 283 people live with us, and we only have 31 responses to this question. I'm looking, I'd much rather see 140, okay? I'd much rather see around 140. So I just want to get in the same mindset that everyone is in here with me and see what the struggles are today. Because for me, when I look out there online, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on. There's all sorts of new products that are coming to the forefront. Like my buddy student Jonathan Budd, you can see it right there. He's got his launch going on, and I think it becomes overwhelming. And there's a level of simplicity. Look at Frank Kern as a marketer, reflecting that exact same message, right? It becomes very overwhelming when we've got so much coming at us. But success can be very, very simple. I'm going to share with you what I've learned in total. I'm going to share my story, and so let me see what people's struggles are here. So let's see what we're looking at. We got 41 people have responded. I know they're still coming in. So traffic. So I want you guys to remember that right there. Alicia, traffic is huge, and it is a big part of this story that I'm going to share with you. So we're going to get to that. Sean, time freedom, transition from primary clients, work back into product sales. So scalability, buying your time back. Biggest struggle is consistent lead. Biggest goal and dream is freedom. Freedom is absolutely what it's all about. Steph, and when it comes to freedom, man, I'm going to share some things that I've learned and maybe even give you a new perspective on that, because there were times when I thought I had freedom, and you'll see that I kind of fooled myself. So I'm going to ask you to think about that. And when I get to a few things here later with the story, just think about what you mean by freedom, because there's a certain level of freedom and there's true freedom. And hopefully I can bring that to everyone here tonight. Making sales online, making that money, money, money. Criteria. So we got some specifics. I like specifics. WP MLM blog crashed. My goal is to get back online with my list that I lost. Perfect. We're going to talk about list building. Very, very good. Having all the pieces put together. Awesome. I'm going to give you guys a game plan. What to do first, and what to do next, and where to really start if you want to create a profitable business. Financial freedom, time freedom. Perfect. This is where I started. Biggest struggle, higher conversions. Biggest goal, dream, inspiring others, changing lives as I change my own. And that's one of my biggest goals and dreams here, Matt. I mean, just to know that I've helped guys like John, he's doing a big launch right now and it'll do really well. I remember back when he just started, and to have those stories as you look back over your career online, it lets you know that it's a job well done. So hopefully, if I can say anything, I mean, if you just have a true passion and you keep moving forward, I think you can do that. So it's been a huge privilege to have done that for more than a few people. Biggest goal is to be able to make enough money per month. Travel, awesome. I'll get into that. Fresh quality leads, perfect. I think we're going to be speaking the same language here. Carlos. Good to have you, man. You know what? Carlos is going to be a part of the story. Carlos is a very special individual, and I'm happy to have him. Big T, generating leads and sales on a smaller budget. Very good. Struggle equals conversion plus sale minus biggest goal. Okay. Good. Man, we got all kinds of feedback coming here. You guys are on point. I love it. All right, let's get Terry in here. Let's see what we got. Getting people's attention, focus. Big Paul, good to see you two last week at the event, at the live event. It's just awesome hanging out. And guys, so I think I got a pretty good feel for where we are. And thank you guys so much. We got 295 people here right now, 64 comments back, and I wish I could go through them all, and I guarantee you that I will after we finish. Right now, I'm loving life, because not only, I mean, are we doing pretty well. I'm able to help a lot of people. We're doing pretty well financially and all that sort of good stuff. But just this past weekend, I mean, I think we can find some pictures here. If we just go here to the vlog and check this out. This past weekend, and I'll get to my goal. My life, since I found this stuff, I've always just wanted to be a great marketer, and help people with this craft. And this past weekend, aside from the money, aside from the freedom, aside from all that stuff, to be able to hang out with a bunch of really smart people and be of value to their business and all their experiences is the most gratifying thing in the world to me. And it was just an amazing experience to hang out and do that for so many people this past week. And I just look forward to doing that again. Another cool thing is, I never thought by doing this stuff that I'd become a world traveler. But in the last 6 months, man, I've been all over the world. Anytime anyone talks to me personally, they're like, man, when are you not traveling? And as you guys can see here, one of the other reasons that I wanted to pull everyone together to tell this story of how I went from sort of almost the brink of bankruptcy to an addiction to where we are now, $286,000 per month, was because this Sunday, I'm leaving to go to Singapore, and I will get the chance to share this, and it's so poignant and timely that I share this right now. And I'm going back to Singapore for the second time this year, and in the last year, and Malaysia. I'll be hanging out at the Ritz-Carlton. If you get a chance to go to Malaysia and just stay at that one resort, the Ritz-Carlton Residency, it is, in my mind, the definition of luxury. I mean, I've never stayed in a nicer place in my life. I can't wait. I can't wait for the adventures of eating crazy food and just being in a total resort. And if I had someone had said to me 8 years ago when I got started that this would be the life that I would have, that I'd be able to say, okay, I got something that I got to share that I know it's important, and within 24 hours have 1,000 people register pretty much, and 303 people with me right now, and I'd be traveling the world and helping people and creating millionaires. I have several people that have made over $100,000 per month I can say, hey, I helped that guy to my name. I never would have believed you. And the point here is not to say that I'm so great or anything, but I just want you to imagine what it would be like if this is where you were. There's absolutely no limits. I mean, I'm amazed by how fast our business has grown since I've had this little insight that I'm going to share with you. It's totally revolutionized and changed the game completely for me. But the place where I got to start so that you guys can understand this to the level that I need you to understand it so it can have the same impact on you that it did for me is way back at the beginning. There was a time I went to college. There was a time after I went to college where I really couldn't get a job. I started off, and I remember I was applying for different types of jobs and trying to do all sorts of crazy stuff and really couldn't get anything going. And I can remember that me and my best friend, Eddie, we both were in the same struggle. And we decided after about 5 or 6 months that we were just going to make something happen. We pulled out the newspaper and we found this ad this ad to be a bike courier in the Washington, D.C. area. And we were young, let's call us a little bit reckless, and it seemed like a good adventure. So we decided to sign up, and we're like, okay, let's go and let's be bike couriers here in D.C. So we do this job. It's the hardest work I've ever done in my life. Every 2 weeks, I'd make about $315. The way that business worked was you get there at 7:30 a.m. We'd start at Thomas Circle downtown in Washington, D.C., and you turn on your walkie-talkie, and someone would say basically, you'd have the dispatcher that would call out the different jobs, and you'd have the regular jobs, the rush jobs, and the double rush jobs. And every single time a good juicy job, the double rush and the rush jobs were the ones where you got paid, came up. Even if you were the first person, I remember, I think my number was 437. I'd get on the line and I'd say 437, 437. 5 seconds later, we'd hear like Ripple, which was this guy. His number was 333, triple. He'd get the job because he'd been there, right? So seniority played out. And we were just struggling to just make a dollar. And I remember about a couple months in, getting there. It was a normal day. My buddy Eddie, we called in for a job. I could hear him on the other line, so that's how I knew that he had started up early as well. And neither of us got it. It was another day we were going to get it passed up, and not really have anything good happen. But I remember being kind of pissed and carrying on. And then later that day around noon, I remember I remember getting over the dispatch and hearing Ed on the other end of the line basically screaming to the top of his lungs. And I remember my heart kind of pounded out of my chest. I stopped dead. I had to listen to what was going on. And he was on the other line calling out his number saying, man down, I need immediate medical attention. And I could remember that the caller, the dispatcher on the other end of the line, basically cold-heartedly said, all right, please get off this line because we need to call out jobs. I get on the phone, and we can find Eddie. Eddie's on here somewhere if you want to look for him. Let's see, Eddie. He's not. Oh, there he is. You're not going to see him, but that's my boy Eddie right there. So I drive over, and I ride over, stop my job, go over to K Street where he is, and he's sitting in a bus stop. His ankle's totally shattered, And I remember, he's shooken up. It took a while to get this out of him. I said, what happened? Basically, he was riding down the street with a package, and the handlebars fell off the front of his bike as he was going across, against the traffic, and right as a bus was pulling into a stop. He was lucky that the only thing that happened was he broke his ankle. He never showed up to being a bike courier again. And I remember walking away from that day basically saying, it's not worth it. Putting your life on the line to earn less than nothing, it's not worth it. That's where I started to get the sort of the hard lessons in life. Next, I got a decent job, and I forgot all about. At that point, I was like, it's not worth it. I'm going to start my own business and all this. And I got big-headed and big-chested. And I remember getting a decent job. I became a pharmaceutical sales rep in Washington, D.C. And the reason I became a pharmaceutical sales rep was because I'd studied biology in college. And my idea, so this marketing stuff, let me say this first off. Guys, the opposite of anything I ever did in my entire life. The absolute opposite. That's why anyone can win. I mean, if I can sit here and I can show you numbers like that, anyone can do it. And I've seen and I've helped other people do it. So that's why I'm so passionate about this stuff. But my idea was maybe to go become a sales rep, talk to doctors, because maybe I'll become a doctor. Every single physician that I spoke to was like, it's the worst decision you can make in your life. Do not do it. And the job itself was just empty. I remember waking up one morning, going to the shower, maybe 6 months into this job, and having the most terrifying moment of my life at that point. And in that moment, it felt like I can only describe it as what a person with extreme anxiety would feel. Pure panic, my heart beating out of my chest. And it was in response to a simple question. I don't know why this popped into my head, but I in that shower, I realized that every single day since I started that position, I had done the exact same thing. The exact same thing. And my mind said, it asked this question, what's your life going to look like 10 years from now? So although I had a decent job and I had quote unquote made it, my mind said, your life's going to look exactly the same. You'll be a little bit fatter, right? You'll be a little bit more disgruntled. Maybe you'll have an extra day of vacation, a 2% raise, but you'll be living the same empty existence, working just hard enough to kind of enjoy your weekends. And that future scared me more than anything else. And sometimes that's where we start when we get into this business. It's okay if you got started just like I did because you were scared of a future, or you were scared of something that you're going through now. As you'll see, as I share more with you guys, there's been lots of stumbling blocks that I've had over time. But that fear, I remember, kept me up late at night, which was a good thing. Because I started to watch infomercials, and I would see all these guys like Carlton Sheets, and Carlton Sheets would talk about real estate and no money down real estate. And let's see what we got going on here. Thank you, guys. So we got 328 people here. The next question, I'm going to look for about 160 people to respond. Just so you guys know, Vicky, good to see you. It's so great to have you this weekend as well. I remember I'd watch Carlton Sheets and No Money Down in real estate. You see these people. Watch the infomercials that come on your TV tonight. I've been going back and watching these things because they're a great marketing study. And you see these people that are, uglier than you and fatter than you, and basically at the end of the day, worse off than you, showing these big checks that they got. Because I used this system, I made $32,000 from one sale last month. And you're like, man, if this person can do this stuff, so can I. I remember one night I got so desperate that I decided to actually take action on one of those infomercials. I ended up registering for a event at a Holiday Inn. And at that Holiday Inn, it was maybe a week after I registered. As soon as I walked in the room, I regretted my decision. It was one of those situations where you literally can smell the desperation in the room. And all I could think was, I hope no one that knows me sees me. And so I kind of scurried to the back of the room and picked the very back seat in the back right. Maybe there was 300 people or so there with me. I'm not sure, 400, who knows. And I looked over to the corner of my left eye and I saw my old high school coach, and I was like, oh man, that guy, he's just as desperate as I am. But I kind of ducked down so he couldn't see me. Now, at that event, what I realized, I learned two things that changed, that got me into the game. It was like seeing magic for the first time. I mean, if you guys have seen like David Blaine, and he's doing all this street magic stuff, and he's looking at people's eyes and telling them what they're thinking. It's like the most unexplainable and powerful thing. You need to know how it happens. I remember sitting in that back row, and I remember seeing this guy up on stage tell a good story. And at the end of that story, he said, I want you guys to go to the back of the room, and I want you to buy my thing because it's going to help you. And it was $1,000 thing, guys. And here's what I want you to get. It was $1,000 thing. About 100 people got up and gave this guy $1,000. And I did the math very quickly. That was $100,000 that guy made in 1 hour for telling a good story to the right list, right? The right group of people in front of him. And I want you guys to get that and write that down. So please, this is just me checking in. Write this down and also respond with this. If you have the right list, you can never go broke. If you have the right list, you can never go broke. Because I saw this guy do this, and it was like magic. 100 people gave him $1,000. $100,000 in 1 hour. And you know what else happened? I started to think. I thought to myself, so if you guys can respond and just write that here for me. Write that here. We got 331 people, so that means we need 160 people to respond. I said, man, in my job, I might have been making $38,000, $41,000. It's probably like 38 or so. Man, I did the math. It would take me years to get to that amount of money per year. There was no guarantee. And this guy did it in 1 hour. What was his magic trick? I knew I was in a different world. Now, this guy didn't get me. I wasn't into the whole real estate thing, guys. But what I was into, and I didn't know it, was what the next person came up on stage and shared. This little fat, bald guy got up on stage, and he started to talk about this thing called the internet. And if you've ever had one of those experiences in your life where you feel like you're the only person in the room, and the person that's speaking to you, is speaking directly and only to you. This is what that felt like for me. I was mesmerized. He was talking about the internet. And I know some of you guys might have heard this story before, but I need you to close your eyes and listen to this. If you can imagine a short, fat, bald guy on stage, sweating profusely. I've never seen, if only I could be 1/10 as passionate as this guy, then I can inspire some people to change their lives. But it's so passionately talking about the internet. And I can remember him pointing at a screen. It was a picture of a website. He had a picture of a horse on that screen. And he said, and I'll remember this for the rest of my life, I thank him for it. If this website is a picture of a horse with a link in it, if this website can make me $1,500 per month, then everyone in here, in this room, can make money online. It blew me away. I believed him, hook, line, and sinker. I fell in love with the internet. The only other time that I felt this way in my entire life. So if I'll say this to you now, and I want you to write this down and think about it. If you want to become wealthy, fall in love with what you do. If you want to make a ton of dough, fall in freaking love and never let go. And here's why. The only other time in my life that I felt this way, now maybe I can find one of these here pictures for you just on my screen, was when I was a young kid in high school and I wrestled, okay? So as a wrestler, and I keep images, so this is just a quick little note. As your business progresses, What you want to do is you want to make sure that you keep documentation of everything that you do. So I like to keep a lot of pictures from a lot of different situations in my life. In fact, let's go here and do it this way. If any of you can find Daegan Smith, all met. There we go. Ah, there we go. Pretty easy. So guys, if you can see this guy right here, that's me. The only time I felt this way that I felt when this man was speaking about the internet was as a ninth grader in high school. I'd started wrestling in the 6th grade. By the 8th grade, I was 5 feet and I weighed 198 pounds. When we would go to our school assemblies, I could remember some of the older kids, they'd say not the nicest things, and I'll share more of this story later, but I remember I was pretty chunky and I kind of had man boobs. And I remember that kids would say things like, Daegan, why do you have skinny legs and you got boobs like a girl? These things hurt young kids, right? They're things that you remember. I bring them up with you guys now just to share with you that I'm real, and we all have our certain things that we go through. Ninth grade, I hate wrestling because it's awkward. I'm fat. I have these man boobs, and you can't really hide them in a little leotard, right? And it was because I took prednisone as a kid, not because I had asthma, and it wasn't my fault. But you still have to deal with situations. I saw this senior on our team named Eugene Burdetsky, and Eugene was just like the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. This kid never lost. He was the most calm, collected guy in the world. I wanted to be just like Eugene. And to me, what that meant was, I wanted to become all met, and that's what this is. Which meant I was one of the best wrestlers in the Washington D.C. area. So if you guys want to come and check me out, this is for real. I'm really on here. It's my Al Bundy moment. I always like to share it. I worked harder than I ever did that 4 years in high school, and I ended up achieving that goal because I worked hard and I believed. And I think that's how goals are. There has to be a little bit of intangible. Why would I want to be like this guy? Who knows? Why would you really want to succeed in anything? Who knows, but you feel it. And that's what I felt this day, listening to this little fat bald guy. But I had made one mistake as a wrestler that I committed to never doing again. After I achieved this goal, I had a couple negative experiences wrestling. I lost to a couple people that I shouldn't have or felt that I shouldn't have. And I basically found a way to fall out in love. The mistake I had made was I made my goal in wrestling tangible. I wanted to, if I could, what it meant to be successful was to be all met. That was my goal. After that, I didn't have anything. When I heard this bald guy talk about the internet, I remembered my commitment that I made after that happened. I wrestled through college, but numbly, not because I loved it. And I vowed to myself, if I ever found something that I fell in love with, something I felt that I could do for the rest of my life, that whatever goal I set, it would be as intangible as possible. It would be what it is right now. To get better, to figure out the puzzle. And the insight I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is that part of that process, taking this puzzle to the next level and sharing with you guys a new perspective that you probably haven't seen before, and that's going to really warp you to success. So when I found this stuff out, I fell in love, immediately went home, started doing all sorts of crazy internet stuff. And what my goal was just to make money. This was magic. People were making money online. They're putting up websites and people were sending them checks. What? This didn't make any sense. Does that excite you guys? I mean, is that exciting to get checks in the mail? I mean, is that exciting or what? Give me some response. So we got 336 people. Give me some responses here. Now, I didn't make you guys really go through and give me a ton of responses over here. But what I do want you to do is honor me here and say, does the idea of getting a ton of checks, let me see if I can find one of these here pictures. I mean, imagine, oh, and yeah, so that's another picture I'll show you guys. So I got pretty good at this whole check getting thing because it was magic to me. And so regularly I would get 20, 30 checks per month, and it was kind of cool to have that many income streams. Now I thought that's all that there was to this thing back then, guys. Now getting checks ain't that hard. I'm gonna show you how to get some checks. It's not that hard. It has to do with I'm gonna burst the bubble and tell you right now what it is. It's all about building a list, providing value to that list, right? And then recommending stuff that they would want or need. The reason why people don't get this equation right is what we're going to get into as we continue. But that's the answer, right? That's really the answer. The rest is just kind of confusion. The rest is just freaking distraction. And so let's see what we got in terms of responses here. I'm looking for at least 160 responses. We only got 44 plus 5. So to keep you guys honest, to keep you guys plugged in here, what I want you to do is I want you to give me some more responses. So we got 44. We need about 100 more. So get in here, guys. Give me a response. Would it be exciting to get more checks? Making these questions pretty easy. I mean, yeah, you guys can tell I love this stuff, man. I'm giving you guys what I got. Like it's all about passion. So guys, thank you so much. I mean, it's just awesome to see you guys just coming on, bringing it on and responding to me here. So I'm going to show you guys how we get checks and how to build that business. So I told you the answer, but how to physically do it, we're going to get to. So what are we looking at now? 60. So we're getting there. I'll cut you a break if we get to 120. We'll move forward. In fact, I'll continue the story while you guys are going through. Here's one part of the story and guys, before I get to the next big break, I'm going to stop if we don't get at least 120. So keep them coming. Keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming. Ask a question, demand a response. That's what one of my mentors said, and that's what I'm doing right now. So there were years where I messed around. I got involved. I bought a product here or there. I remember the first thing I bought was a product called Google Cash by Chris Carpenter. And it was all about affiliate marketing with Google, Google AdWords, and just sending people to traffic through to affiliate links. You can't do that stuff anymore, but it was an awesome, fun idea. This guy's making $300,000 a year doing that. It's kind of cool to say to eclipse that and come back, or we logged out. And say, look, we're pretty much approaching that on a monthly basis. And you guys, if you guys notice something about my business, if you guys are out there and you're doing stuff you see what other people are up to. We don't do any launches. We just provide value to the right people in the right way, and that's it. You'll see what I mean. It's a big part of this new insight. And so I get involved with that. I do all sorts of weird stuff. I get involved with high yield investment programs, traffic exchanges. And all of a sudden, this idea of making money turns into wanting to know how to create success by becoming a network marketer. And so let me make sure that I do this. I'm looking at my computer and it looks like I'm running out of space. So I'm going to pause our recording, free up some space, and then we're going to continue on. All right. So guys, by the way, this is when we were in Greece. So I got a funny story I'll share with you about that. First year we made $1 million. I'm going to share with you exactly how I did it, and then we immediately went off to Greece. So that was just a reminder for me there. All right, how many responses do we have? 96. Awesome. So we're almost there. I need a few more. Keep them coming. So someone says I need to hook up the cloud. Yeah. So Matt, I probably do. This is not my skill set. I just kind of get in the game and go, right? I get started, and I want to do this network marketing thing. And the reason is it sounds good because everyone else is, if you build a team of successful people, then everyone's successful together. And this becomes part of my plan. Problem is I suck at it. So I start calling leads. I try to hook it up with the internet, do internet network marketing. And this call is not about that at all. This is totally different. I just want to share this piece of my story so that you get this. I try to do internet network marketing. I hook up with a mentor, and the mentor basically says, here's what that means. You buy your leads on the internet. 7 months later, I got rejected more than any time in my entire life. and I had $7,000 in credit card debt that I had no idea how I was going to pay back. So what I did is I quit. My first venture towards becoming successful failed. And here's the thing that so many people don't get right, that I need to make sure that you guys can get right. The one thing that so many people don't get right is when I quit, what I did was I stopped and I started to ask myself questions. And what I see so many people doing online is just blindly following. Here's the next cool thing. Here's the next cool thing. But is it the right thing for you? That's the question. See, when I didn't succeed in network marketing, what I had to ask myself was why? What was not happening? Well, I wasn't closing on the phone. I'm not good on the phone. I tried to do it. I bought trainings to do it. It wasn't working. I gave myself 7 months. So if I still want to be successful, I got to change the game. What I figured out was the right thing for me to do there was find an opportunity that already had the sales process in place. I mapped it out specifically. So when you map out your plan for success, step away from everything that's going on. Step back and say, wait, how do I really want to do this? This is me. This isn't like what all the hype says, right? This is me. I got to figure this out for me. Step back and say, how am I going to make this work for me? Well, I'm like this, I'm like that, and here's what I really want to do. And don't get, it's easy to be lazy and to try to rely on someone else's ideas for your success. That is the worst way to do anything. You will never be successful doing that. Advice, things to test, cool. Bring those ideas in. But what you do to become successful in your own way, your way to add value, don't ask someone else that. That's you. And that's the piece of the equation that so many people are missing. You got to step back and you got to ask yourself, what is it that you really want in your business? What's your biggest hurdle? And that's why I asked that question at the beginning, is because I really wanted to see what a lot of people were into, what was going on for them. And so from that, I created this plan and I joined this business that was called Success University. And I can remember, I went to this website, it was called the Warrior Forum. And guys, I hope no porn sites come up, by the way. You know, that's happened before. That's pretty embarrassing. I went to this website way back in 2005 or so, 2004. And I asked myself, if I had this business that looks right, and I found it. It was this thing called Success University for me back then, run by a guy named Matt Morris, fantastic guy, great mentor and friend. Once I'm in it, what do I need? I need to get people there that are in the right mindset. And so I remember I came to this website, and I don't remember what section I was in, but I was probably in like some place where you could buy ads, and I found someone that was selling what's called a solo ad. The person's name was Dr. Manny. Dr. Manny still hangs out in here. Dr. Manny is a huge part of my success and my ability to kind of help other people, and he probably doesn't even know it. He let me buy a newsletter ad to his list for $30. This $30 ad led to me, and I think I might even have some images of this just so you guys can see. If we go right here, this is one of the very first products I created, so I'll come back to this. Led to me recruiting people without even being there. I remember I went to work one day after I placed this $30 ad, and I forgot about it kind of because I had to deal with whatever I had to deal with at work. You know how that is. And when I got home, my jaw dropped. I mean, I went to my computer, and I didn't believe it. Like, I opened my email, I shut the computer, and I like walked away for a minute. I was like, no, that can't be. I walked back over, and I saw that there were 7 people that had joined my business. From a $30 ad, $7,000 spent, right? And now one little $30 ad, and I've got 7 people I'm in business. I didn't know it then, but email marketing and newsletter space is really one of the most powerful places to gain exposure and to build your business. As a little side story there, guys, one of the folks that I work with every single day in my business now is a guy named Jason Gazaway. Jason Gazaway came from me placing that first ad in the Warrior Forum. Then Trent Brownrigg sending an email out to his list, his email list, right? And then Jason saying, this looks good. And then Jason joined our team. And now, back then, Jason put in hundreds of people into this network marketing team. Again, this isn't about network marketing. That business was my first big time sort of like, I'm making a few $1,000s per month success that spewed a lot of checks and all that. What I want you guys to remember is the right traffic, email traffic specifically, the right email traffic plus an irresistible offer, and your life can change. Literally, the right email traffic match up with the right offer, and your life can change. Since then, I've done so much email marketing, and the reason is this. Let me show you guys this. I pulled up some images just to keep me in the right mindset and to remember what's most important about what I share with you guys here. This is where people hang out. We all talk about Facebook and whatever the heck is going on Facebook. It's cool. It's a good distraction. I play around on it too. I'm glad to have it for what we're doing right now. But where are people? People are in their email account. Do you check your email account everywhere? Or do you check your Facebook account everywhere? I check my Facebook account I check my email account everywhere I go. Email is us. It's personal. It's a feeling of ownership. Facebook's like this. It's if you want to get results, go to where people live. That's the whole thing that I want you to get here. The right email traffic and the right offer will change your life. The right. Look at, I can't even spell. You guys can see. So right now we have 343 people here. I need 150 responses on this as I clean this up. What I want you guys to do is repeat that. This is so important. The right email traffic and the right offer will change your life. Now, I'm going to spoil this. Please write this down. Please, copy this and just, I want it in your head because it's this important. Because it begets the next question. What is the right email traffic? What is the right email traffic? And I want to see if you guys know. What do you think the right email traffic is? In fact, I'll put that up here. So guys, after you finish, give me some feedback here. I want you to come here and answer this question for me. So once you get it, the right email traffic and the right offer will change your life. I want you to come over here and I want you to tell me what you think the right email traffic is. I want to see where your head's at. We got 344 people here. Man, you guys are good. So Jerry, awesome. Teresa, Lawrence, Matt, Malia, Adam, Roy, Charlie, Big David, good to see you. Great to hang out with you last weekend. Lisa, good to see you again, ma'am. Man, Jason's on top of it. Yes, sir. Teresa, Stefan, awesome. Keep them coming. We only got 41. We need at least twice as many. Guys, if you are just getting on here with me, I'm going to start holding you guys to this stuff a lot closer. Come over to Facebook. Find this group, Daegan Smith, this group right here. Become a member. Let us let you in so that you can interact. I need you here to interact with me so that I can understand that you're getting these lessons. I can see it. We can interact. You can ask questions, and I can answer them right on the spot. If you just sit back and think you're going to take it all in, we're both wasting our time. So if you're not in here, get in here now, and I really need you guys to come in here and interact. Dustin, you're the man. Joe, awesome. Thank you. So come over here, get yourself in the game. 108. We're getting there. We need some more. Oh, that's from way before. Oh, there we go. So keep these coming. Keep those coming. So Wycheria says the right email traffic is traffic that's looking for what you're offering. That's correct. But what email traffic is looking for what you're offering? We want to be as specific as possible with our answers if we want to get to profit quick. And that's the whole point of this. And you'll get it by the end. It'll be like Kaiser Sosa. I'm telling you. You'll see. Sabrina, good to see you. Get in here. Got 65. All right, so we got 65. I need a lot more. I need at least double, guys. Come on. Here we go. What is the right email target? Targeted close. Those who search for an opportunity, targeted email traffic. I need the kind you're subscribed to. People are looking for a solution. Targeted, a list of hungry people. So we got some answers here. Solo ads. It's not quite solo ads, but solo ads is part of the equation. All right. Depends on your niche. I don't think it does. Email traffic is king. So Chandra, email traffic is target traffic looking for what. I thought you guys would get this right out of the gate. People looking for your product or service, pre-sold. The right email traffic is your target market. Let's see here. Target traffic to my offer. I made it. Chris, good to see you. Solo ads maybe, people who never got it. Yeah, man, come on, you guys got to connect the dots with me here. So I'm going to tell you the answer, but I'm going to push you on this one. I want to see at least, we got 350 people here, so we're pushing 180 that need to be in here answering these questions. So I want to see at least 150 here before I give you the answer on that one. It's important. Get in here and get your guess because no one's got it yet. So I want to make sure that you guys get a chance to answer it right. In fact, the first person to answer it right, buyers were getting closer, ready to buy, responsive. These are good. They're still too general. I will give you $100. I'll give you $100 on the spot. Buyers, hungry. All right, so I'm going to give you 3 more minutes to get your answers in. Then I'm going to give the answer. If I don't see it, then I'm keeping the $100. If someone gets it, though, I'm going to send you $100 immediately after this event. Credit card in hand, solo ads on buyer's list of blog. Desperate people. People are hurting. If I ask this question a different way, I know you guys are going to get it immediately. So I'm not going to ask it that way till we get there. Come on with it. Got 115. Keep them coming. I need that answer. Who wants $100? Hungry people, already convinced traffic, getting close. Oh, there we go. Wyteria has it. Wyteria Jacob. Unless someone says your list earlier, Wyteria, you got the answer. The way I was going to reframe this question for you guys is what got everyone here tonight? An email to my own list. You guys know and trust me. You've seen what I've done. I've offered you value. And so you say, I'm going to hang out with Daegan on Friday. Your list is the email traffic you want to cultivate. But not in the sense that you think it is now. When I get to the end, it's going to really change the way that you think about this stuff. But Wyteria, just PM me, please. Remind me at the end, I'm going to send you $100. You are the winner. See, getting in the game is fun. I'm going to do that again. See, if you're not in the group, you can't win $100. That's how this goes. So, we're over here in the Warrior Forum, and we're doing all sorts of, I do these ads, I get a little bit of success, and then I say to myself, like a genius, man, if this worked once, let me try again. So I go back and I email more lists. Then all of a sudden, I say, I don't have as much money as I'd like to have. So I start running what are called co-ops. We all put our money together. And then instead of having $500 a month to advertise with, I started to have $3,000 to $10,000, and that changed the game. That's when my commission check for that company just blew up because we were controlling the source of our business growth. If that doesn't display to you just how important email traffic is and how valuable it is and how much money it can make you, I don't know what does. I mean, if there's maybe one other thing I can show you guys if my browser will allow me. If I can get over here to HyperTracker, and we can just look inside, and if you guys can see, I mean, this isn't even everything. This is what Jason's been working on. Jason is a traffic man, guys. If you guys can see this is just one of my tracking accounts. This is the one that's got the most stuff in here. I went back and I checked this. 90, well, not 90, excuse me, that's wrong. 70% of what we spend on advertising goes to email marketing traffic. It gets the lion's share of every dollar that we spend. Guys, think about this. We spend a lot of money on advertising. 70% of that goes to email. 70%. Think about it. And and it's been that way for years. And so we'll continue the story. So that business grows. The CEO says to me, Daegan, I like what you're doing. I want to invite you to a seminar. I get invited to a seminar called the Underground Online Seminar. It happened here in Washington, D.C., and this was a huge, huge, huge deal. We're going to be doing a lot more Maximum Leverage live events, and if you're here with me and you haven't been to an event, I want to invite you guys to come. It's going to change the way that you think about what's going on. And let me get back over here so I can see what we're looking at in terms of folks. This event blew me away. I was freaked out to go. It cost me $800, which is weird. I never spent that much on a ticket before. And I thought, who was I and this little guy? And there's all these people that are millionaires. Who am I to come and hang out with these guys? And I ended up getting to the seminar and meeting people that are my great friends now, like Russell Brunson. I got a standing wrestling match with him coming up in a month or so. Marlon Sanders, if you guys don't know him, is the guy that basically wrote the first ebook. And so many other people. If you guys have heard a guy named Mike Dillard, met him there for the first time. He was just getting started. Just a little bit ahead of me, right? Magnetic Sponsoring, that's his company now. One of them, at least. And blew me away because until you get an event and you hang out with people that are just like you, but they're like doing really well, you don't get how close you are to success. That's why you got to get there. What changed me and my life, though, and my entire goal. So I had this desire to make money, right? And that's what I was following. But when I saw this guy named John Alanis get up on stage and he started to talk about how he used email marketing and writing 2 emails a day to his list to take an idea that was in his head. He started as a challenge because he had been a marketer before. What if I just take an idea in a hungry market, no credit card, no nothing, just start from absolute scratch and see how quickly I can scale this up. Within 24 months, he had taken the business from 0 to over $1 million a year. That blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. If I can show you guys the first influence that John had on me before I share with you the bigger influence that I want you guys to kind of take away here. Let's see what we got. There we go. As soon as I went back and I started to do what John shared, 2 emails per day, I want you guys to write that down, please. 2 emails per day, write it down. In fact, let me hold you to that. How many emails per day? We got 351 people here. If you want to profit maximally in your business, how many emails per day should you write? By the way, I wrote 3 emails today. 24 hours, 3 emails, and 1,000 people show up or sign up for a webinar. 351 people show up so far. So come in here. How many emails per day? How many emails per day? Answer that. I want you to take that home with you because here's what that did alone. That little insight alone took my business in April. So that event was March of 2006. Then April of 2006, $2,000. Boom, doubled it, $4,000. Then what's that? 4 times 4, quadrupled it the next month. Could you imagine that? Being just started, $800 is huge. You learn from someone that if you just email twice a day and you're cool about the way that you do it, we don't have time to get into all of that stuff. I just want you to get the 2 emails per day to your own list, right? Your own list. That is a game changer. And so many people don't even, it's a simple thing, so many people don't get there, okay? So I learned this, and I start doing 2 emails per day. My business grows. Let's see how many folks we got that are paying attention here. 77. Keep them coming, though, guys. I need more. 2. Very good. Very good. Yeah, so Sean, in terms of the question, great question. Are you pitching at everyone or mixing up some good karma info? We're going to get into all that. So the answer is there's stuff on my blog that'll answer that for you immediately, but we'll get into that as well. So great question. I saw someone say, what happens if you don't have a list? We're going to absolutely address that as well because that's huge. That's where the breakthrough is. You guys are going to, you'll see. So I learned this list building stuff. My goal changes. My desire changes. I say to myself, man, man, if only I could build $1 million business, this would be the coolest thing in the world. Now I've got a taste of blood. I want more. John offers a day of consultation for $10,000, again, more than I'd ever spent on any sorts of training. And the hardest decision of my life, but the most rewarding decision of my life, to find a way to give that guy $10,000 of my money. Because more than anything else, it proved to me that I was that convicted to my goal. A person that's always looking for the free way is a person that isn't convicted at all. A person that isn't trying to go and make it happen no matter what isn't really in the game. And until you push yourself out of a place of certainty and comfort and stability into something that's totally uncomfortable and unstable, you'll never succeed. Let me say it like this. You might succeed, but it will be taken away from you. And I know because it's happened to me more than once. So the business grows. I do this consult with John. I learned a ton of stuff. Meanwhile, Success University actually goes under. In the meantime, I had started another business called Power Prospecting System, which was a funded proposal. It doesn't exist anymore, but basically I took my first products. I think I showed you guys one of them. Like, this was one of my first products, and I made them available for other people to sell as affiliates. This was the first time I really got a taste for turning my leads and customers into affiliates and having them make me more money, right? Like, that's what these guys are doing right now. That's what John's doing with his launch over there, right? Getting a bunch of people to send him traffic and build his list. And well, this business was good for me in that it taught me some new things. But what happened is, and I share this to you guys openly and transparently, is I was a young kid, brought in a partner that I shouldn't have. And although I thought the company was both ours, as it came out for the LLC paperwork, and this company did about $300,000, turned out at the end of the day, this company was totally under my name. He had access to the bank account by the second year, towards the end of into the third year, into the second year. He had moved away out of the country, never to be found again. He emptied out the bank account, and I didn't know at that point that, and this will come back to haunt me again, as you'll see with this process. I didn't know that the business was totally in my name. So he took every dollar that we had from that business, and when it came time to pay taxes, I was the only person liable. It set me back big time. Partnerships with people you don't trust don't work. You can get marketing right and people wrong and still lose, right? So I'm share these things because people look at the numbers and say, oh wow, how great it would be, but we don't necessarily see what happened in the in-between time. So that was a huge blow. It was mentally tough, and I remember thinking about the partnership and things like, but he promised things that he didn't do, and I don't need to go into all that. I ended up doing all the work, and he took a lot of the money and left me with a tax burden. It was a hard mental thing, but I didn't care. I was going to succeed. I continued to go to seminars, especially the underground online seminar. And let me actually see how many people we have responding here. Let's see here, guys. Has anyone had a bad business partnership? Yeah. So I'm not the only one. All right, cool. So that goes bad. That goes sour. I learned lessons, lose money. Money comes, money goes, in all those sorts of senses. Thank you guys, by the way, for getting up to 150 on that particular question. And I continue on. I keep going to seminars. I go back to the underground online seminar, and this is where I meet another mentor. This is a guy named Carlos Garcia. He gets up on stage and he talks about traffic, but traffic on a big, big, big scale. And what happened is he's made an offer to do a workshop. I went to his workshop, and in that workshop, the workshop costs $25,000. Again, another big hurdle. The more you can push yourself to say yes, the stronger that muscle gets, but $25,000 was big. at that point for me. I came away from that workshop, long story short, with my first $1 million business. And let me show you, and I always get a little grin when I look at this for myself. We'll get to that. Not that one. There it is. So if you guys can see here, this was our first $1 million business, $1.43 million. And it came from, I'll show you exactly where it came from. It came from, if this page will come up, this sales letter, me learning how to create offers that really convert. And guess what? What did we talk about already? We've been talking about one thing pretty predominantly. Creating my own offer plus what equaled $1.4 million the first time. We went from $333,000 in a business, 50% going to a partner, and losing out and having to pay off the taxes, kind of getting in a little bit of debt, then coming back stronger the next time. Creating my own offer plus what equals 1.4 million the first time, and of course there's typos. What do you guys think? I want to see what you guys are thinking. Nope, not email marketing yet, but not my own list. Let's see what you guys got. The right list. Yep. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm liking it. So things are going to move really fast after this point, and you'll see. So let's see what you guys get here. Keep it coming. We got 355 on with me right now. I'm looking for, I'll give you to 120. Give me 120. Guys, if you're just getting in here, make sure you come to Facebook right now and participate. Go to Facebook, look for Daegan Smith, the group, click on it, become a member, and interact here so we can all play together. Emailing twice a day, that's part of it, but that's not the answer I was looking for, so that's not wrong. You're on an affiliate program? Nope, not that. Targeted traffic to build your list and nurture relationships, great sales letters, JVs, a follow-up. Keep it coming. Affiliates, that's part of the answer. Keep it coming, guys. We're almost there. I like it. You guys are responding faster. Jamal, I love it. Jeffrey, thank you. Joe, thank you very much. Abil, thank you. Luis, as always. Melanie, good to see you. Co-ops. Nah, not co-ops on this one, Vicky, but thank you for playing. Irving. Andrea, Adam, Stacy, Barbara, Jack. Awesome. Good. All right, 126. That's all I asked. So, pay for action. Yeah, Jerry got it. So what's the one, it has to do with email marketing. It has to do with affiliate marketing. I created my own offer and made that offer so strong that I was able to go to what are called CPA networks, cost per action. So Joe got it right. And what you do with these networks is you can think about them as giant warehouses of affiliates. And you go there and you go to the manager and you say, guys, I would like to buy leads for X amount. And then they go to their affiliates mail their lists, and then you get all kinds of traffic and leads. Blew me away. This is how I got my very first 1 million American Express points, and ultimately use those points to take a nice little trip here. You can see me. That's on, I think I'm on in Mykonos or Santorini. I can't remember. But Kim and I were in Mykonos or Santorini, and we did it all on points because of these CPA networks. And that built our list incredibly fast. That's when we started to build our list at 1,000 leads per day. And we just were getting tons of clicks, 3,000, 4,000 clicks from every single email, and making a ton of money. But I got something wrong. So again, this ends in another failure. So here's what happened. Wrong offer, or better said like this. Traffic plus the wrong customer equals end of business. So we had about, through this process, this was just a free CD. Give me $7, I'll give you this CD, and if you like it, then keep it, and we'll send you more every month for $39.97. Okay, that was a basic offer. We had about 3,800 people on this $39.97 deal. The problem was the offer was so lowbrow, just, hey, let me show you how to make money, that anybody and their mother was saying yes. And not the traffic wasn't a problem, conversions wasn't a problem, but was a problem was the merchant account. So I'm telling you guys these things because they are important, and as you begin to scale, they become more important. All right. And so what happened was we started to get chargebacks like crazy. Little orange envelopes that don't stop coming, and they create fear and stress. Then all of a sudden one day I got not an orange envelope, but a email from the merchant account that we were using. So guys, come here, yeah, and actually, Amber, I want you guys to write this down for me just because I want you guys to get this. Traffic book with wrong customers equals the end of your business. I got an email from the merchant account, so guys, come on in here, please give me some feedback on that. Please, 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 keep it coming. That said, we can no longer do business with you, and we're shutting down your merchant account. So if you can imagine going from making $3,500 per day to having it all taken away at once, it was absolutely devastating. But each of these things that happen that don't work out end up teaching me a new lesson. So this is the next stage of the story. I meet my COO now, Rob Fulton. He's been with me ever since at another workshop. We begin working together. He kind of pulls me out of a little bit of a depression because I lose everything. I have to start over. Long story short, we conceive of a new business called Maximum Leverage. And let me see if I can show you guys this. The very first month we got Maximum Leverage rolling. This was pretty much it. Maximum Leverage, this is a new merchant account. We did about $15,000 going back to the old list that we had. And because we were better, if you guys can look at the dates here, that's when the merchant account opened. November of 2009 to April, look at that, April of 2010. So November, December, January, February, March, April. Before 6 months was over, because we had acquired a bunch of knowledge, learned a lot of great things, we were able to regain that income. So the thing I want you guys to get from me sharing this point with you is some of these things that you're learning that tend to be hard knocks are, and all the stuff that you get from marketing ultimately show when you have to use them. And this is where I had to use them. I have insane confidence at this point in my abilities because I've had to go through these trials, and each time I've come back faster. Right? The power prospecting system business took us 2 years, and we only got to $330,000. The free CD took me, I don't know, maybe 13 to 18 months to get to over $1 million. $100,000 per month is the way I like to think about it most of the times. And then Maximum Leverage, we get to $120,000 from scratch in 6 months. Now, high and mighty, here's what happens next. And this is going to play into what I want you guys to see when we get there. So we start Maximum Leverage. We start doing all sorts of email ads. Go back to the same things that we did before. Except for one mistake. There's one mistake that I made. Before I get to the mistake, let me share the good part. About 4 months into us building Maximum Leverage, we're having all sorts of growth. People are loving it. We're creating all sorts of success stories. It's just an amazing and fulfilling process. I ended up going to Hawaii for the first time and attending a seminar. And because I've never been to Hawaii, I fell in love with it. And it was, if you can imagine being able to do this, this is one of those experiences I want everyone to have in their life. I went there, and the first day, I basically said, "Let's move to Maui." So Rob, as my COO, went there with me. We were way, way, way on the upswing. And instead of going back to that seminar, which was like a $4,000 or $5,000 seminar, we never went back after day one. We just looked on websites like Craigslist until we found a house, and we signed the paperwork to go to Maui, live in Maui. I think like a month after, and so I pulled up this. This was just kind of, if I can find this thing right here. Yeah, this was the actual, when we moved in. Can you imagine? We just wired over some money. Uh, Lawrence, the guy that owned this house, said, "Here's the pool guy. Get in contact with him to take care of the pool." We had a beautiful house, $2 million house, had an elevator in it. In the backyard, we had a saltwater swimming pool, a hot tub, and it was like 5 minutes away from the beach in Wailea and the Four Seasons and all this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Imagine that, building a business and just saying, "I want to move to Maui." That's exactly what we did. We moved to paradise. So not only did we achieve kind of the dream of, or did I achieve the dream of kind of figuring out how to get to that $1 million level, I got there faster than my mentor, because John had done it in 24 months and I did it in 6 months. And I was able to make this decision to move to Maui, change my life. I mean, it was amazing at the time. I can remember how everything went from good to bad like it was yesterday. We had our best week ever. It was about a $75,000 week, and it was the easiest $75,000 I'd ever made. It never happened this easy before, guys. And I felt so great. I felt like I knew exactly what to do. I knew what we were going to do to grow the business. And I remember going home and laying out on the hammock. And let's see if I can find, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find any of my Maui pictures, but I'll see if I can. Yeah, they'd be way back here somewhere. Sister getting married. We'll pull some up. That's Singapore. Durian, don't ever eat that stuff. Century eggs. These things are, those things are something you should look up. I saw. So this is one picture of us in Maui. Not my favorite, but this was on our favorite beach. This is me looking kind of crazy. A friend, Kim. Kim and I are getting married on September 1st. And we're right in front of Joe Sugarman's house. This is the beach. We call it Sugarman Beach. It was 5 minutes from our house. It's right in front of Joe Sugarman's house, who's like, a great marketer. And I remember going home and seeing, I got on the hammock. We had a banana tree in the back. I remember I went over to the banana tree, picked up a banana like I normally would, and I pulled out my iPad, checked my email, and I saw something in it that would turn this sort of heaven into a hell. Now, when I originally saw what was in this email, I didn't believe it. I went into denial. It wasn't until about month 3 where our business had gone from $120,000 to about $40,000 that it really started to hit me. And then by month 6, this is where it really took over. And before I go into it, let me just, I what I saw in that email was we were driving a ton of our traffic using what was called Google AdWords. Very targeted traffic, but it was one-dimensional. Google shut us down. And this was a period that a lot of marketers went through. And it was a strange period for me because I'd never been depressed in my life, and to this degree, and I couldn't shake it. Every morning I would wake up, I can remember, it was like I was waking up into a nightmare, if you can imagine that. Like, it's fearful, like the deepest anxiety and feelings of fear, like this can't be happening to me. My dreams being kind of ripped from my heart, and there's nothing that I can do about it. And I remember I'd wake up, and my daily habit was I would go to the corner store, I would buy a pack of Newports and a Red Bull, and I would sit in the parking lot and I would smoke half the pack. Then I would go home, I would sit on the couch for a couple hours, and I'd go back to the corner store and I'd buy a bunch of beer, and I'd smoke the other half of the pack and probably end up getting another pack and smoking half of the new pack. And that would be my night. And I just did it every single day because I couldn't solve this problem. I had made the biggest mistake that any marketer can make, and that's why I'm here to share this with you today, guys, is I had allowed my business to become one-dimensional. There's nothing worse. There's no stability. And if you guys can see anything from my story, sure, we can all talk about big numbers. Here's how great this thing is, and here's how much money I made over here. But underneath what you see in terms of people's businesses, for the most part, most of these people's businesses are not very stable. And so what troubles me deeply is what I see going on out there, and I'll get back to my story in just a moment, is people following sort of false idols, right? Oh, there's this thing and there's that thing. As soon as I get this new doohickey, everything is going to be great. And it works because the marketing is so great. It makes you believe that this or that is so great. But guys, you have to understand that I've always been the guy in my industry that's been known as the traffic guy, the person that everyone goes to when they have questions. Right now, you probably know me as the traffic guy, as the solo ad guy, and maybe the invisible funnel guy, right? These are the things that people know me for these days. But if you can imagine, I was a guy that always had the answer, but at this point, I didn't have any answers. And when I had in the past gone to my friends and said, here's how you should do things, and help them in their business, this was a time when I needed a lot of help, and no one could really provide me with any. And as I looked around online, what pissed me off the absolute most about this period was, to a large degree, a lot of the marketplace was having the same issue. But all I saw online was more noise, more launches, more stuff proclaiming that I have the answer. And it really left a hugely bad taste in my mouth for the level of integrity that people had for their businesses. Because basically those people that did have lists that I could see this being kind of on the top, they said to themselves, I don't have the answer, so what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to pull the money out of my list that I have there because that's the only place that I can get it. Or I'm going to do a launch and make everyone else give me their best leads. Now I ask you guys here, is that the essence of a successful, long-term, stable, scalable business model? I never got in this game to hype people and do those sorts of things. That's not me. Hopefully I don't ever come across that way to you guys. I'm here to do what I do, to love what I do every day, but to build a stable business that grows just like those numbers that I shared with you. I'll log in and I'll show you guys again before we end. It wasn't until the final month when I had just $25,000 left in the business bank account. And let me go over here and pull this up for y'all. And I'll show you guys kind of the progression here. I didn't show you the progression. That I was pushed to that point of no return because I had, let me just go like this. That should pretty much show. All right, so there we can see. So this is what we're looking at so far this year, growth. We haven't done a big part of what we're doing this month, but you can see a very stable growth pattern for the most part. Maybe might go back a little bit one month, but not bad, right? I got in this business to build a very stable business. I lost my train of thought a little bit, so I apologize. Let me check in with you guys. Are there any questions? We got about 15 minutes, no more to go. I really appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. Are you guys enjoying this? I really appreciate it if I could get some feedback from you. Like I said, when I saw this stuff going on, I apologize. I'm not some professional speaker. I'm just kind of sharing with you guys what I'm seeing out there. It just stunk of greed and selfishness, and I didn't want to be a part of it. There was a period where I didn't email at all because I didn't know the answer, but yet I'm supposed to be the guru guy, right? Um, and here the guy that emails twice a day and tells everyone to email twice a day isn't doing it. And it's because I didn't like what I saw in this industry. I didn't know the answer. My hand was forced when I had about $25,000 left in the bank account for the business. I had about $30,000 worth of just people expenses. And I can remember standing in that parking lot in Maui is the point of no return. I couldn't go back. There was no way that I could possibly go back to where I came from because it was do or die, completely do or die, right? Um, I remember smoking a cigarette sitting there when the idea hit me. It was an idea that it was too big for me. It was an idea that I, I could see the semblance of it. I could see what it meant, but I couldn't fathom putting it together. Today, I can, and that's part of what I have to share with you in just a few minutes. The idea was everyone's building their businesses on these things that I call the traffic Santa. Yay, Facebook is the key to it all. If you just master Facebook, you'll get rich. It's kind of true, but you don't have a business, right? You just have like a scheme, which is fine. If that's what you want, that's fine. If you want to have a true business, you need true stability. And building your business on one platform is not it, or two platforms. You need true stability. You need to be able to be stable in what's happening and grow stably. And you guys can see that's what's happening here. It's because of this insight I'm about to share with you. I want you to write this down. What I saw out there was I went back and I thought about what was actually working. Is using the list. And I remembered my mentor had said a few things about a list that I'll share with you in just a minute. But I saw that there's no way we could rely on a website like Facebook or Google to take care of us, right? They could kick us off at any time, and they do. So how do we build a business? The answer that came to me is one word. It all came down to us. Us. Us is what I heard. We got to do it. Unselfishly, us. And this whole email thing that I shared with you guys. So remember, email has been a theme throughout this entire presentation. My business was always at its most stable when I was able to mail lots of different lists in our niche that were profitable. And all I could think about at that point was, what if I could figure some way out where I can empower everyone to be successful? What if there's a way where I could imagine a world where there were hundreds or thousands of people that had lists, and because of that, I could mail a different list all the time, and my business would be stable, and reflexively, so would everyone else's. I couldn't figure it out at that point because my head was still stuck. That month, I was able to do a few things based on what my mentor said, and I'll get back to the bigger realization as the story kind of gets a little bit worse. And I went back to my list and I did some affiliate things that kept us afloat. We were just able to stay afloat. Unfortunately, we weren't able to keep our dream home in Maui. Let me come over here and see what you guys are saying. So after that month, that was the same month that we had to get on the plane and come back to Washington, D.C., which was an absolute blessing in disguise. I couldn't be happier to be home now. But the first thing that I was met with when I got home was a letter from the IRS that basically said, Daegan, you owe $983,000 for the month of for the years of 2008 and 2009, prove to us that you don't, or pay us $983,000 now. And now, I was pretty low, guys. I had just kind of come through depression and wasn't even over it. I was still kind of smoking, and I don't anymore, so I did get over that stuff. And that was just the blow, the kind of almost broke the camel's back, except for this. I said, at this moment, this was the moment that I got it. And it was this. I'd freaked out, and I had ultimately been in my business because I wanted to create some level of stability. So Dan, I'm about to give you that moment right now. The moment is here's where it comes. But ultimately, what I was looking for was stability, right? If I make this much money, I'll be more stable. If I do this and I put this together, I'll create some stability. It was that moment that I was audited for $983,000. I kind of said, fuck it, I don't care. I'm going to give all I got, because I remember as a little kid, as a wrestler, I said to myself, if you love it, go hard and never, ever quit. I clenched my teeth, and, Kim is an angel in my life, because when that happened, she stepped up, and all of the audit stuff that we had to do, she was right there with me every single step of the way. And I remember one day when she was handing me some of the audit paperwork, she handed me this. And this is what I want to show you. And this is where everything kind of changed for me. If you guys can see this here, this is money that I spent with one company called Archamax back in 2008. And I think I have another one that she sent me for 2009. One year I spent $26,000 with this company. Another year I spent $28,000. Now, my entire story, what's happened to me has been a succession of ups and downs. And when I saw this, it hit me like a ton of rocks. I said to myself, it had been there all along. How had I been so stupid? How hadn't I seen this? Because while I had been going through all these ups and downs, this company Archamax, I paid them thousands of dollars, as you guys can see here, back in 2008, and we still do to this very day, had no hiccups. Their business was incredibly stable. What was their business? Archamax is a newsletter publishing company, an email newsletter publishing company. All that money that I had spent, and we continue to spend with those companies. Now, I'd never spent that much money year over year with any one info marketing sort of a person, but every single year we spend multiples of that on email marketing. And that's when it hit me. If I want to create the most stable business possible, and I want you guys to get this, and I'm going to ask you guys to write this down for me. What is it that every single business needs? Every business needs traffic. And when you become the source of that traffic, your business transforms into a never-ending, stable cash machine. It's like clockwork. And it was there that I saw it for the first time. And I want you guys to get this. So let me type this out for you guys, and I want you guys to see this. The unexplored territory has nothing to do with any cool tools. It has to do with the very core of your business. If you become the source of what everyone needs, then you're always in business. The only problem we have now, since then, that was the sort of the idea that sprung the home business agency that we now have now, guys. And that's a huge leg of the business, right? And the only problem we have in that business right now, guys, I want you guys to listen, is demand. Demand. If we just had more list publishers, that business would grow. We wire lots of people large amounts of money, and we do it, and we're always going to do it. If you become the source of traffic, the thing that everyone needs, then you create a never-ending, very stable cash machine of your business. So, does everyone get this? Let me type this out. You see, everyone else fights over, and I need you guys to get this. So come here. I really, really want you to write that in your own words. So we got 356 people with me. Please come, and I want 200 people on this one because this one is that freaking important. It will change the game. It stupefied me. Here I was having paid millions of dollars in advertising and not even noticing that the guy that I was giving the money to for the advertising had the best business in town. I needed him. He didn't need me. There were 50 of me's. If you want to start a business, what do you do in this industry? You become the most important person. And it works fantastically here because, and guys, please write this down because this is game-changing stuff. To be an info marketer, you got to know copy, right? You got to know how to write copy. You got to know how to create products. Inherently, you have to be a subject matter expert. You got to do all this stuff. Like, you can't use this thing unless you got something to teach. You can't do some webinars unless you got something to teach. But on the flip side, if you've got a newsletter in a niche that you love and you can produce traffic for someone like me, am I going to give you money? The answer is always a yes. So the best place and the safest place to start a business is to start with the one thing that everyone needs because you end up with the most irrefutable offer in the world. If I become the source of traffic, everyone needs me. You don't have to sell. It's like selling water in a desert. There's no sales required. It is what is necessary. And so I'm hammering this hard, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting this. So we're only at 46, so I need you guys to give me some more. I'm going to go into a little bit more, and then I'm going to share something that I think will surprise a lot of you guys. It's this level that I've never really spoke on before, and I think this is going to be very exciting for a lot of people that are here with me right now. All right, keep it coming, guys. If you have not signed into our group here, come on over here. Daegan, look for the group Daegan Smith. I need at least 200. I'll say it flat out. If you guys will come in here and at least get this idea and ingrain it in your head, what's going to happen is you're going to get something very valuable. I'll share it with you in a minute, but we need 200 people out of 357 that we have here with me to come in here and give me some feedback on this one. So what I'm saying is, and that I saw someone say, you're saying we need to start a newsletter. If your business begins with your newsletter in the niche, especially the home business niche, you become the thing that everyone needs. The only thing that stops us, let me show you guys this. Jason sent out an ad here earlier today. Whenever we send out an ad for our home business agency, so let's see here. I'll actually go in here and show you guys whatever the heck we got going on. So that was the purchase of an ad. That's definitely the purchase of an ad. That's the purchase of an ad. That's a regular purchase. That's a purchase of an ad. $37.97. That's a purchase of an ad. And there are more above. Whenever Jason, who runs the agency for me, sends out any ad for purchase without any copy, with only our testing and showing profitability, it sells out in a day. And we have always a lot more people asking for access. There's just not enough real estate. Demand far exceeds supply, which means there's a tremendous opportunity that I'm about to share. I think you guys will dig it. So let's see if you guys are getting this. Is this big? I mean, is this making you see this differently? As soon as I realized this, and we positioned ourselves as the source of traffic, the thing that everyone needs, all of a sudden everyone needs you, right? You become the most important person. And so what is incredibly valuable that I'm going to get into tomorrow, because we're gonna do another free event tomorrow, and I'll explain the details in a minute. Is because we own the home business agency and we have a hungry market that are just like us that need traffic. The opportunity for anyone to start a profitable business isn't in learning some new gadget or skill. It's in providing more exposure, more space for people to advertise in. So in other words, becoming an Archamax. When you're Facebook, when you're Google, when you control the traffic, you control the world. We all have that power, but we haven't seen it. And that's where we're going. Does this excite you? And do you guys want me to share what we're going to be doing tomorrow? Because tomorrow we've partnered with tons of great publishers in the home business industry. It's sort of a secret marketplace. There's only a few people that do it and know how to run a list. Because all you got to do, it's the click is where the profit is, guys. You get it? It's the ultimate scalable business. You do one thing. You build a list. You create quality content, and we're going to go through how to do all these things tomorrow. And as your list grows, the value inherently grows. So where it's hard for a new person to sell a $500 product of their own, if you have traffic to provide that's X number of clicks, it's $500. The other good thing about advertising, did you guys see, if you guys saw this, and when I explain a little bit more about what we're going to go through tomorrow, every single month, guys, you can see just about every single month, we spent several $1,000s with these companies. So in other words, when you start to be the provider of traffic, the game changes. You go from being the person that needs the expert to being what the expert needs, right? So if you have a list and there's other people that are buying traffic from you, if you grow that list the right way, and that's what we're going to cover, we're bringing our top publishers from the home business agency tomorrow to go through their business, 3 of them. I'll share more about their story in just a second. Then people pay each and every month. So if you can imagine having 30 customers pay you $500 a month for an ad a day, or for 1 ad a month, that's absolutely doable for everyone here, especially with some of the math that I'm about to share with you guys. So all right, cool. So you guys are getting this. Oh, awesome. So thank you guys for getting this. This is exciting. Yes, you guys are digging this. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So let me get you guys to the chase here. I want to share 2 things with you. We're gonna bring our list publishers, and let me give you guys the 2 things I want to share. So let me share this with you first. So this is the registration page for tomorrow night, guys. So let me get over here. I'm going to post this for you, and then I'm going to explain some of the cool things that I have available that I think you guys will really dig. Because of the position that we're in, we own an agency where people want to buy traffic. It creates a true partnership opportunity between those who want to build a list and learn list publishing as a business and us, because we can literally supply the customers. So essentially what we're looking to do tomorrow, guys, is teach you guys how to run your own list publishing business so that then we can set you up as partners and basically wire you money. So we're going to show you essentially what you need to do so that 30 days, in fact, every single person that we bring into our partnership deal that we accept, that we think is the right person, they're going to get paid in 30 days. So can you imagine that? Here's some new cool gadget that you can use compared to, here's a business. We're going to teach you how to build a list that's your own. And 30 days after we get you started in that business, we're going to send you money. Because Demand exceeds supply. So if you help us expand supply, you're automatically in business. You ain't got to sell nothing. This is what I'm talking about. This little home business agency idea is not just something that I think is going to save the industry and something, but ultimately what I think it is something that is going to create a lot of people just by means of supplying exposure in their list. $100,000 plus incomes very, very quickly because it's necessary. Where's the innovation? Where's the opportunity? It's where the biggest problem is, and traffic is that. So I'm talking a lot. I'm going over this over and over again. So let me share with you guys a couple of cool things. For those of you that are ready to become list publishers and learn this stuff, we're bringing in our best publishers tomorrow. I have a few bonuses lined up for you that I think you really dig. The proposition here is, as always with our webinars, where we get in and show you strategy. Don't pay a dime. You just come to this page and register. You put us to the test. Tomorrow night at 5 p.m., a little bit earlier than today, what we're going to do is we're going to have our publishers, Carlos Barjarona, who's right here with us right now, come to the stage and show you how he's taken you from behind the scenes in his own business from zero to $100,000 plus in less than 6 months. Just publishing a list is going to blow you away. We also have one of our publishers, Imka, who has really mastered scaling this business up large and taking it to several $100,000 per year. And we're going to show you how to do that as well. He's going to get in and show you that. And then finally, we have Anthony Tilley, who's over in the UK, and hopefully I'll be seeing him next month in September. He's going to show you how to take a newsletter publishing business, create recurring customers. I just showed you I was for this one newsletter, Archimax. And he's going to show you how to create recurring customers. And then, if you want to, sell off the business for a big payday. There's nothing more scalable. There's nothing more lifestyle than a business where sheerly by you creating more clicks, you get paid more money. And here's what's really exciting. And before I get into these bonuses, let me show you a little bit of math that Jason and I put together, and we'll get deeper into this. Essentially what we're going to do, because we can facilitate this, we have the ability to help people build their list, leveraging our traffic. So that question of how do you build a list? If you don't have a list, we can do that for you. We just need you to facilitate it, right? To be a list publisher. If the plan we have, and we'll get deeper into this tomorrow, is if we have, and we will probably won't accept more than 50 people into the final partnership, but once we find about those 50 people, we did some math on doing 2 ad swaps per day with other people in the group. So imagine me and Jason in that group. I get 100 leads today. Jason gets 100 leads built because we can do that for you just automatically. And then Jason and I do an ad swap. I send out for his list. He sends out for my list. Now we've got the 100 leads plus we got a little bit extra. Well, we played out that math. And if you can imagine this, getting 100 leads per day is going to, at day 17, mean by doing 2 ad swaps per day that you're actually getting 51 leads for absolutely free off that 100 leads. So by day 29 and day 30, and day 30 is where we have things positioned for people to make money off month 1 immediately. We'll get a lot more into that in terms of the math and what we're looking at conservatively. But day 29 and day 30 here, look at this. Look at that. Because we're giving you 100 leads per day, putting you into position to expand that list with the other folks that become partners, you'll be getting more than 100 leads just because of the growth from swapping with other people in the group. And so let's say this. I mean, this is absolutely accurate. We'll look at your clicks, and this we'll explain more tomorrow, which is really exciting. For some people that haven't been in business yet, think about this. This is no ifs, ands, or buts. At the end of 30 days, once this process is complete, because you're fulfilling what we need, this is a partnership, we'll wire you money. So every single person that we accept into the program, if you can understand this, is going to get a check wired to them at the end of 30 days. Money paid out. We do the sales, you just facilitate it. This is where the opportunity is. You become the source of traffic, and your business instantly transforms into something that everyone needs, and it grows and grows and grows and grows just by the click. So the other bonuses, the bonuses that we have here, we've done some interviews with our list publishers. Okay? And you're going to get those immediately upon registering here. The second bonus that you're going to get is every single person that decides to register for free. You do not pay a dime. We're going to build you a 100-person list for free. 100-person list for absolutely free. Just for coming tomorrow night and learning this list publishing business. And the way that we do things in our business is if we make money as we're building your list from our own traffic and leads, we split the profits with you. So not only are we going to build you a 100-person list, but potentially you could make money as well. And the third, if this isn't the sort of most exciting thing in the world, I want to make sure that we make things fun and exciting as well, is we're actually going to put everyone that registers here tonight, before I get off the line, everyone that registers here tonight is going to get put into a drawing to have us build them their very own 5,000-person list for absolutely free and guarantee you a publishing partnership in our agency. So think about that, guys. For attending free tomorrow night, and the way that the deal works, again, let me just explain it, is tomorrow night, we show you how to run a list publishing business. You don't pay a dime. At the end, I'll say, was it worth it? If it was worth it, we'll humbly accept your ticket fee, $97, a couple days later, for coming and hanging out. If it is not, we'll give you a special email address. Just email us there, and you will not be charged a dime. In fact, we'll give you everything we just shared for free. The 100 leads will be yours for free. The interviews will be yours for free. We'll even give you the content from the event for absolutely free. There's absolutely no risk, right? I don't see any risk whatsoever. In fact, it's the inverse. We have to show up and really share with you what this is all about, right? You get to come and judge us. So this is it. I want to come in real quick and answer some questions. Are there any questions here, guys? If you registered tonight, we got 3 special bonuses. I'm going to build you a 100-person list for absolutely free. It's right off the bat. You're going to get the interviews with our presenters for tomorrow. And thirdly, we're going to build one person a 5,000-person list for absolutely free. Those are pretty cool things. So, any questions? So just head over to the link that I gave you, and I guess I'll put that in here as well. I want to answer any questions you guys might have. Let me also get up here and see what we're looking at. And we'll come back over there. Well, the 100-person list is absolutely free, guys. So I'm not here to sell you. I'm just saying that we're going to take 50 people tomorrow and build them an instant business because we need them. And in order to do that, we have to turn you into list publishers. That's what that's all about. So that's all it is. And the bonuses are just I'm always in the business of over delivering. Oh man, awesome. So we got all kinds of people. Who's signed up? Who's in? Who's coming tomorrow? I actually do want to see. Yeah, if you want to do this now, jump on. We'll at 5 p.m. tomorrow. I mean, if you want to be if you want to apply to be one of our list publishing partners, let me know now. And I know this is where the opportunity is. I mean, it's going to change the industry. It's going to change. People are going to build $100,000 incomes. It's just that easy from us literally doing this with them. Just let me know. Just let me know. So the 100,000-person list is good, but you need to know what to do with it. So Sabrina, great question. Tomorrow night, that's exactly what we're going to cover. We're going to have Carlos come on and show you exactly how he scaled his business from scratch to doing $100,000 per year in under 6 months. Just the list publishing component of his business. So he's going to show you exactly what to do with that list to grow it. The list is just a gift. I mean, I just brainstormed before what could I give to absolutely know that I'm just hooking people up? So it is a gift. Yeah, so who's going to be there? Let's see. We got 16 more. We got 16 folks. If you can't attend, still register because we'll get you. So I hear Andrea has a wedding, and I'm sympathetic because I have a wedding that I need to go to on September 1st, meaning it's my wedding. So I'm sympathetic to it. If you register, we'll make sure you get everything, and you'll have an equal chance to be one of our 50 publishing partners. So if you have a weird situation like that, I get it, but we're going to choose the vast majority of folks that are there with us tomorrow night, and to get them started into an instant business. If we could have got Jason, we'll get Jason's microphone working here in just a moment. I'm so in. Awesome, Shelly. So yeah, Michael, man, it's absolutely both. I mean, if you want to do it's your list. I mean, we're building you an asset. Now, on the beginning level of the asset, we're going to make you money because we need you in our agency. So we're going to wire you money to help us facilitate solo space, which is when we show you how we're going to do it. It's Mike, you're gonna dig it. I know you specifically are going to dig it. But it's your list. So ultimately, we want people to build their own information products and understand and love marketing the way we do. But if you want to get started, right? This is where we start. This is where we start. And so we'll be showing you guys how that happens tomorrow. Just, you know, get in there and register. So, man, we got a ton of people that are showing up tomorrow. This is awesome. Looks like we got 45 folks that are coming. I'm in, been registered. Amber, man, if you can send 150 clicks, just let me know. If we got people here that are already in and can do some stuff, we'll show you, we'll let you know how we can get some tests going with you. This is what the industry needs. And so I'm happy to see everything. Happy to see what everyone's on point with me. I'm again, guys, thank you so much for sticking in with me here today. I'm here for another 15 minutes or so with you. I know I wasn't the most polished speaker. I just wanted to share my story. I wanted to share with you my biggest epiphany. And if you can understand it, a company like Archimax is a Fortune 500 company, right? They make a lot of money. And essentially all they do is service email ads. Every trial and tribulation I went through, success up and down, I was always buying ads from that company, Archimax. It's the most stable business to be in. And in fact, one thing that I didn't show you guys is, if you guys have noticed, let's see if we can go over here a little bit. I'm not only, a proponent, I'm absolutely a I'm absolutely joining the agency ourselves. If you guys have been getting these newsletters, and so I'll get more into this tomorrow, of course. These are us getting our list ready so that we can provide advertising and let people buy advertising from our house maximum leverage list. I believe in this because it's just simple like gravity. We're adding this to our business as well. And for our business, we already have the other pieces, guys. And so if you can imagine, once you get to the level where we're at, adding a component to the business like this is a pure profit opportunity. So it's so exciting for people that might already even have home businesses. And we're going to go through what we were learning in this process and how we're setting everything up for ourselves in our own in-house list. And we're in the game as well. So, man, we got 61 people registered and in. We got 298 still here. Are we going to get 100? Let's see. What can I do to get 100 people registered in here with us tonight? What can I give? I think I'm giving a lot. I don't think I can give anything more than 100 leads for 200. Here's what I'll do. If you register here tonight for tomorrow, does not require you pay a dime. Come to the event tomorrow, and I say, and you hate it, or even you're a cheapskate, right? And you want to say, man, I don't want to pay for anything. If you register here tonight before I get off the line for tomorrow, I'll give you a 200 person list. That's what I can do. So this is just a test for me to get you guys in, because I'm excited for tomorrow. But only the 200 person list only goes so far as when I get off the line here. So I'm going to keep asking questions. So you register. The link is simple. The link's right here, guys. maximum-leverage.com/list-leverage-live. Just go there, fill out the form, 100% free. We'll provide you with the entire business model from starting to scaling to six figures and beyond, to setting everything up so it's recurring. You just have the same 30 customers giving you $500 to $1,000 every single month. And you either deciding you want to service that business or sell it. It's this very simple business. So that's the registration link. And if you guys need the registration link, by the latest, I'll get it to you guys by tomorrow as well. So how many folks we got registered now? Awesome. Wouldn't miss it. This is just awesome to see everyone so excited. And my silliness, not my inability to communicate exactly how powerful this is, what we're about to get into, not getting in the way. I'm in. I'm so in. You know, Shelly, D, awesome. Russ, don't worry. I mean, if you register and let us know, we'll figure it out. You get to judge us tomorrow. There's nothing about you paying anything at this point. Where is the link to register? We put it up there. I'm in. Awesome, man. Andrea, awesome. Sandy, awesome. Get there tomorrow. This is gonna blow people away. We're gonna literally, there's gonna be 50 people that we choose tomorrow, and 30 days later we're gonna be wiring the money or PayPaling the money, whichever way they choose. Haha. Jack is like, I'll be thinking about this all night. I'll be there. Steve, man, good to see you. I can't see the link. So, Bobby, the link is up here. List Leverage Live. Jessica says, I think you should go to Singapore more often. So, I give myself deadlines to get stuff like this out. Man, this idea has been growing since we've been growing the agency. Our problem has been creating the media. Then we realized how stupid we were because we had this powerful ability to build people's list. Our lead capture, our list building co-op system, and we were just using it the wrong way. We weren't empowering people to start a business that was a win-win-win immediately. Now we have everything integrated and aligned. Everyone's building their list by 100 people per day. We'll lay it all out tomorrow. If you thought that the registration deal that we got is good, for those that we bring in, you're going to be extremely hooked up. But it was just figuring out these pieces and realizing how powerful of an opportunity we have to partner and change things together. You'll help us because we'll build our agency. We'll help you because you'll be in business. I mean, it's different from I'll teach you how to write a sales letter and maybe if you sell something. No, you're providing clicks, and clicks are literally dollars in your bank account. That's all you got to know. That's how a matter of fact this is. So I'm in. I don't have a credit card. Registered. I'll be thinking about it all night. That's awesome. Registered. I'm in. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm registered now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Registration button isn't working. You guys must be going pretty fast, so slow it down a little bit, and I'll get you guys the link by email in just a moment. It's just as soon as we end up here. I'll stay on until about 10:15, and that's when the 200 lead offer comes off the table. If you can get registered, if there's a technical issue, of course, I'm not going to let that not be part of this offer. But even if I get off of here, everyone's going to get 100 leads into their seed list for absolutely free. And tomorrow we're going to show you how to grow that seed list so you can provide maximum clicks and advertising and really grow your business. Oh yeah, accept the check. Of course, the terms, of course, yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ted, awesome, man. Yeah, this is game changer stuff, man. I'm excited. So let's see what else we got going on here. I'm in. Awesome, John. Teresa, awesome. Elysia, and hopefully I said that right. I'm in. Okay, I'm in. I like a person that's a little bit hesitant. I'm registered. Ted, awesome. Emma, awesome. Nothing's gone, man. We're right here. We're good to go. If you guys are, that's why I said if you guys are out there, you're not in here with us. The link is very simple. The link is, so we got 99 people. That's absolutely awesome. Um, the link is maximum leverage, and so I guess I got to put it up there again so people can get it. And I'll actually put it in the webinar here so you guys can just kind of pull it from there, just in case you need it from GoToMeetings. I just pushed you guys the link out to everyone. And that should just about do it. So you guys should be able to see that link there as well, and that should get you there. If you look in the chat box, and I'll see in the question box, we can get it out to everyone. Yeah, so you guys should get that list on multiple levels now. We got about, I'll say for about 6 more minutes, and anyone that gets in before 10:15 my time, you'll get 200 leads. Jason, if you're on here with me, man, if you can write that down for me, that would be absolutely amazing, and we'll rock it out tomorrow. So Miguel, awesome, you're in. Fantastic, dude. Tomorrow's gonna be a good learning experience. Robbie, good to see you, man. Happy to have you here. We will have the replay link for you available, I believe, by latest Sunday. And I had to do it this way, guys, because I have to get on a plane at 11:30 a.m. to go to Singapore and learn some cool stuff to bring back from the other side of the world. So if you're in Singapore or Malaysia, hit me up. Let's have some fun on this upcoming week. And Jason's going to be taking care of the recording and the process along with Rob to get everyone started, and then we'll kick things off. But tomorrow we're rocking it out again, just like we did just now. So Elysia says, can the leads be used for Empower Network? The leads are your leads. I'm building you your list. It did nothing. This is my gift to you. So it's your audience to do as you will with, right? My words of advice is don't abuse the audience. Give value to the audience. If hopefully you feel that I give value at a certain level, so at least use me as an example on that. All right, Billy. See you tomorrow, man. Will the charges be when? Oh, when will the charges? I believe not for 5 days. So if you come tomorrow and you love it, then you'll have about 4 or 5 days. Don't hold me to that, but I will make sure of it tomorrow. It won't be at least for a few days. Oh, so yeah, Luis, man, we'll get into the entire everything. Just believe me, man. When Carlos, Anthony, and Imka come to the stage, and Jason is there with us as well, and we go back and forth, you'll see how the entire model works. Yeah, so Jerry, like we saw before, folks, you got to press. Let me go over here and just show you. So if we're over here, you just got to checkbox that first, and then it'll say thank you, and then you can click. Maybe that's a little hard to see because the button's above it. Maybe we need to move that for people, and so it's good that we're doing this live. But we'll put it up here, down there, wherever it needs to be. But you just have to checkbox that, and then when you click that and you've got everything filled out, you'll be absolutely good to go. So yeah, just as I'm there, I'll just remind you guys, 3 bonuses. You're going to get in a interview tonight that you'll be able to listen to immediately from Carlos, where he tells his story, and he's one of our publishers. We wire him money every single month. IMCA, they've taken their business to the next level. He's going to show you how to scale. And again, another publisher in our agency that we pay every single month. So we're only bringing people that we're doing real business with. And then Anthony is going to teach you guys how to. He's not in the business anymore because I helped him actually create a business that was saleable in a roundabout way. And that story you'll hear on the interview, and then we'll show you how he actually got his customers on a recurring basis, and then how he actually was able to sell off that company for a payday. So this is saleable. There's some scalable, saleable, very little effort. It is the basis. It is the water of the industry. We're doing it too. So let's see, what do we got here? Big David, good to see you, man. I hope that everyone here gets a chance to come to an event with us. For me, it means so much to be able to shake your hand. And I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag. For those folks that we'll have more people than we can actually do this with, of course. But for those people that want to get involved and partner with us in this venture, we're going to be putting together a private workshop with our list publishers to really create, more so to create the relationship. So as everyone's building their business together, we all know each other. And also, so you guys can learn direct from the source, and I get a chance to shake your hands as a partner. Because month 1, your clicks aren't going to be what they're going to be month 10 and 12. And that's when things get really exciting. Wateria's got it. Yeah, it's where, if I had known better when I got started, this is why I say it was such an epiphany for me, and I felt silly and kind of stupid for not seeing this. It wasn't until I got audited that I saw it. I would have taught people this at the beginning, absolutely every single, coming out of the gate, because it's the quickest path to profits. Everyone needs traffic. You don't have to sell traffic. We get it. If it's niche and it's good, then it's even better. So, all right. 10:15, final questions, and we're going to close out. Guys, thank you guys so much. If you guys have any final questions, I'll take like 1 minute of final question. But right now, officially, if you're not registered, you'll get 100 leads for free, list built for free, not 200. But I'll take a couple final questions if we have them, and be thinking about questions for tomorrow, because we'll have our publishers with us. They'll show you how they're running things in their own business. Good question. So the way that we're able to build our lists is with GVO. Joel is a godsend in this evolution that we're doing. So the email system we're using is GVO. Aweber, they wouldn't let us build your list in the way that we can, but Joel is forward thinking. So GVO, he's a good friend. He's excited about this process as well. And so that's how it's going to happen. Great question. David, man, good to see you, man. Yeah, it was great having you here this weekend for the Invisible Funnel Workshop. Yes, Regina, you'll get a replay, absolutely. No, this is perfect for newbies. So, Keisha, this. So I guess I said this wrong. There's nothing simpler for a newbie to get started in. If your intent is to really create a cash producing business quickly, because you're building a list, a niche list, and you're providing ads to it. You'll see tomorrow. I don't know how to say. You'll see how simple it is, especially if you listen to those interviews. When I'm interviewing Carlos and Imka and Anthony, and I'm like, well, is there more to it? They're like, no, man, it's really that simple. It's the simplest path to success. Carlos says, well, we'll make you guys money tomorrow. All right, so final questions. No, tomorrow we're going to show, Carlos is going to show you how he started from scratch. We're going to show you guys, if we're building your list, clearly we're going to co-opt that expense and do it together. But tomorrow, we're just straight up showing you guys how this works. Because at the end of the day, we want you to become partners, and that helps our business at the end of the day. and so it's a win-win-win. So it depends on what we're doing. So that's the answer to that. No weird, sneaky stuff going on or anything. So, Jessica, tomorrow at the end, we're going to lay out everything we're going to do for partners, and then we'll give you a place to register, and then we're going to talk to you personally. That's how it's going to happen because we want to make sure that this is a long-term arrangement. It's not like it's not someone that's just excited in the heat of the moment, doesn't have a long-term vision. This is about a very long-term vision and serious, serious people. So, Joe, that's the whole thing. What if I'm new and we don't have anything to sell? Yeah, I'm in, by the way. I love it. Passion beats logic every day. We follow our emotions. Um, that's what we're teaching you is once you build a list, that space, that ad space is what you sell. When I'm showing you guys images like this, what I bought was not something physical. I bought an ad to run in Archemax back in 2008 and 2009, and we spent $29,000 doing that. So we're creating the thing that you're selling, which is the ad space, Joe, and that's what the magic is here. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll get into how we're going to choose the 50 partners, why, and all that sort of stuff. So that's a tomorrow question. Yes, Brian, we'll make sure that we record it and I don't run out of disk space like I'm about to right now. So with that, guys, get out, go see Batman, the new Batman, The Dark Knight Rises. Get excited. I'm going to see you guys here in less than 24 hours. For those stragglers that weren't here, I'll get them an email out with all this great stuff, and we'll meet again tomorrow. So thanks, guys. This is about to be a good weekend. Alexander, Alexander, man, I'm showing you love. Guys, I'm happy to see you guys. All right, guys. So I will shut us down, stop the recording, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.